The chaos reigns. Uh, uh yes. Yes. Oh, shout out to Salty Balls. Salute, brother. And you know, Machismo TV is active. So y'all guys go check him out. Welcome to another session, another stream here on the Chaos Rain show. I'm Chaos Rain here. I have my lovely guests, which I'm gonna bring up in a second. Y'all see the thumbnail, you see the title. Need I say more? But before I go into this and the current updates of this, make sure to make your way to the social media links to follow the Chaos Rain show. Follow me on Twitter at Chaos Rain 7. Also, add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Rain on Facebook. And hold on. Follow me on Rumble as well. These are links. Oh, and also please join Discord service of the Chaos Rain show as well. And I'm just doing some looking right now. Hold on, guys. Let me see how it sound. Hold on, guys. All right, sound good. Perfect. Always gotta check my sound. Okay. And please, guys, share the stream. Share is free, you know, like many things. Don't be scared, you know. Pass along the message, you know. And I might open up depending how the stream goes. You know how it goes, guys. You know. One thing I want to do, and I'd like to thank all that contribute to the last live stream. To view that, you might have to be a member of the Chaos Rain show. And that right there, as you know, that stream is on the, how can I say it? The uncut version, the top tier. That stream itself was, how can I say, splendid, miraculous. You know, I might do some with that stream. Who knows? But you won't know unless you're a subscriber to the Chaos Rain show. So I would highly advise, if you're not subscribed to the Chaos Rain show, make sure you are hitting that red button and the top notification bell for the uploads and live streams here on the Chaos Rain show. And become a member too as well, to get the full length version of that live stream. Trust me, you will love it. It was chaos, like true chaos. But before I matter of fact, I'll bring up Jazzy now. I'm J Mac right now. And I want to show y'all something mathematic wise. And this will be helpful for her too. Hello, Jay. What's good?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing wonderful. Now, for those that did not, if y'all did catch the other stream, I got a lot of donations in support of that stream, which I thank all the supporters, some that are subscribers, some that, you know, you get me? I'm going to present y'all a little math here to let y'all know how the super chat actually really goes. Because like many things, I'm a person, I like to be transparent on what I'm doing and not only teach something for those that wants to do this. You get me? So you have full knowledge of every aspect of what you're doing. You know? So what I will do, and this one's on the house for those. Y'all notice that Super Chat takes their 30% cut and gives you the 7% of the difference, right? Well, miraculously, I did some math the other day when I was counting up the amount of supporters, even to the point where I was looking at how much one of those Super Chats was deducted out of that 30%, just one. So now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to present you the share screen. And where's my windows? Let me see if I find my thing here. Oh, I got to pull the calculator. All right. Here's my calculator. And I have to show this. This is very important. Very important. Now, let's say to my donors that donate to the Chaos Range through the super chat, which YouTube gets their little nice, beautiful cut, right? We're going to start from the small chunk to the bigger chunks. Let's say you give Chaos Rain $1.99, right? As a super chat. Hey, no harm done. It's only $2, right? Chaos is going to get maybe out of that change, maybe $1, maybe. Who knows? Out of 30%. Well, from my math, and I had to double check, make sure I was accurate. And I talked to one of my own family members that is that does accounting, and I thought I was wrong when I did the simple math, but they confirmed. So let's say 199 super chat is given to Chaos Rain. How much Google gets out of that? Let's times that 30%. You know how much I get out of that 199? Looks like 59, 50 cent and 90 something. So now let's go much higher. Let's say I get a $4.99 super chat. 30%. $1.40 some cents. It's like $1.50. Let's say I get $9.99 super chat, not $10. I mean, we're doing like these little increments times 30. I get roughly $3. Now let's go higher. That was $10. Let's say I get $20 super chat. Why not? Times 30%. Oh, I don't know if I did. Let me do that again. Make sure I was right. Let's say I'm right. Let's say I get $20, 2.00. And I say times 30%. Yeah, $6.
Well, that's $6 that it'll take off. So yeah, you'll get $14 out of 20.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why it's doing that. Let me do that again. Cause it's supposed to be 14, but I don't know why it's doing that. Let me make sure. Because I think that was looking at as wrong, but let me double check, make sure. Yeah, you're right. I might get 14. So, but let's do one more or two more. Let's go higher. Let's go 50. Or better yet, instead of 50, let's go $49 super chat times 30%. Now it says I get $15. Now, if you want to double check this, Jazzy, you could if you want.
Yeah,
But and
yeah,
yeah,
you're getting the right numbers. I think you're just the number that you're getting is what you should be taking off. That's not what you. So if they did a $50 donation, you get
yeah,
like $35.
yeah. That's what I'm thinking that it should be because it's 30%. So I should be getting 30, like But
Yeah, so
that's
that's what you would take off.
yeah, that's what this would take off. Yeah. And one more, we're gonna go with let's say $99. The one that Saltine Balls give the biggest times 30%. Now, like I said, these numbers I got people, and I don't want to alarm y'all and tell y'all should not put the super chat on y'all channel, but keep in mind that when they say they take 30 and you keep 70, always know that Google will get the more chunk of everything out of that. So when they calculate all this, you always keep that in mind. So, but like I said, I had to do the math and make sure my eyes not fooling me. So like I said, super chats are fine. You could super chat Chaos Rain as much as you want. Just keep in mind that, this is how much they will possibly will take off after all the calculations. This 30%, And so, like I said, I put the Cash App as also. So, I give Cash App their little cut. I just don't take all the money. I do due diligence with Cash App. So, like I said, whatever combination or donation you feel free fit, I will accept. I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing. I'm not gonna stop super chats. I know Uncle D decided to stop doing it because he feels Google was taking too much money, which I do agree. But for me, because I treat this as a business and I'm going to follow through now that I qualified to even get the super chats and all that stuff, I'm going to negate it and say I'll put all types of formation of payments to support the chaos ratio. So right now, what you're seeing is the little math that I came across it that can be alarming, but nonetheless, you have a better understanding. Now, for those that might think I'm right or wrong, you could do the math yourself and do the numbers. But keep in mind, when they take that 30 and you take that 7%, you know, that's what possibly you're going to be expecting. You get me? I can't say exact, but like I said, this is Google. If you're not an accountant, which most of us don't got degrees, so we know someone that's an accountant, we always got to make sure the numbers are accurate out of their cut. So that's a little education side of things. So let me acknowledge the chat room. What's good, Angela? And what's good, D. Darrell? All right. So let me stretch my hand. Give everybody to sit back. Now, the topic at hand. Hold on. What's the topic? Because sometimes the StreamYard is a little different. To be sassy, to be a sassy modern woman. As y'all know, that the sassy trucker, which I'm gonna go into the current events that what we find out about her situation. Y'all know it is. The reason why she got so much attention and how the media cover it, because with the help of their loved ones, their mother especially, or who else, they want to use the media to hopefully persuade, negotiate, and force the country like Dubai. And I'm not sure you've been to Dubai. Have you been to Dubai,
J-Mac? No, I haven't.
Okay. I have not been to Dubai. I talked to Paco extensively, and he says it's a beautiful country. Very beautiful. That place that they did with roughly, I think, over $2 or $3 trillion worth of money for the last 22 years of investment have turned a desert into an oasis. A beautiful oasis. And I wish I could show you our pictures, but I can't because I want to stay focused on the topic at hand. It is a beautiful place within a span of a generation with the money they took to get and build a desert place into an actual functioning, thriving city with gold everything. I mean, gold toilet paper. I mean, gold toilets, gold showers. Like literally, it's like raining money down there. So if you've never been to Dubai, if you're not like going there just to understand or just traveling to see the beauty of it, I would highly recommend most Westerners should do so. Person. But overall, if you are a person and you have a certain mentality, behavior, or fall all the above, like the sassy trucker, the last place you want to be traveling is a patriarchal Muslim country like Dubai. All right. Now, the sassy trucker as it stands. Before we look at a few articles, maybe some video, come on, type in some things about her, is the thing that came out. Her premise is that the people in Dubai, the car company, was hassling, extorting her for a resource because of a car issue, rather it was in good condition or was dinged up from what I'm hearing, and they were extorting her in regards to ask for money for her to get her belongings back. Now, come to find out that how did your belongings get stuck in your car, in the car that you rent? Because for them to really sit there extort you, that means they have something to hold. And last time I checked, car companies don't just steal your possessions and then you go and pay money to get it. Unless you did something wrong and you had your belongings in the car, and when you return back, they found it and then you didn't know, and you try to go back to get it, and they discovered what was wrong with the vehicle. Mm-hmm. Now, I heard that Dubai's car company is very criminal in nature in regards to extorting Americans because Americans got money for, payments, whether they done some good or did some wrong, that they try and get some extra out the deal because you are a visitor and of their country. So obviously they're going to take advantage of you like most countries. But here's the twist. If you're American and you don't know nobody in Dubai that you could trust as a woman, besides a man, we know, man, if you're not a military, you're in trouble. You got to know somebody if you're going out in those first world nations. If you're not going to follow the rules, but if you're a single woman and you're traveling or living in Dubai, you have to abide by their rules and regulations because the men rule in Dubai, and because the men are lord and masters of the universe, you are what they consider a second or third class citizen in their country. So Falale, so and mind you, you might have heard stories, Jay, that and if you might have know some friends, they'll tell you some real serious stories of their experience in Dubai, especially if they're there for other means, if you know what I mean. The wait, matter of fact, I got a sound bite for that. If they're women like where is it? If they're this type of okay. Oh, if they're this type of woman, and you're gonna like this. If you're this type of woman that's doing things in Dubai, this what goes to you. I'm not sure if y'all heard that. If you're that woman that is yes. If you're that girls gone by, girls gone wild, yeah, you about to get that work, baby. Work, you know? You're gonna get everything that these Muslim dudes want to do to you that they will never do to their own woman. I heard Sodom and Gomorrah has no name under the Dubai men. The willing links they'll do to foreign women. So here's the video. Oh, and Simon, I will drop the link in a little bit. Be patient. Be patient. And as we go along in the stream, please like the stream because I'm not going to be looking back and forth. So this is the Sassy Trucker and her travels outside America that is well known that she's trying to fight her case that she's been innocent, she's this and that. If that's the case, what is this?
Man, you'll be surprised to hear this shit from Mike.
Don't think you're gonna talk shit
I'm act like that.
and run off.
I'm act like that.
Cause you're a bitch. You a bitch.
Lou.
Put some shoes on. What you gonna do?
That's so crazy, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And it says she was in Puerto Rico when that happened. I think Puerto Rico. But it's part of the United States, but still, you know, that's how she behaved in another country now. So if she has a history of behaving inside and outside the country like that, she met her match going to Dubai. And the weirdest thing about it, she went to Dubai as a long-term stay because she had like a small trucking company, from what I'm hearing, and she's doing trucking in Dubai, which is a little surprising, but okay. But it makes me think if you're there for business, then you should move accordingly in business, and you should carry like you're a business person. I mean, for a single woman, let's be honest, when you're single and you're a woman outside the country, you're food to other men. You're fair game. Most third world or other first world nations outside America, they know and they conduct and act towards women that are actually have no man on their side. They know what they're gonna do to you, you know. And I'm talking about the physical aspect, like everything, because they know that you're not covenant, you're not protected, especially if you have a certain demeanor. Not because you look a certain way, but if you carry yourself in the demeanor. You know, you hear this Jezebel, you know, talking on that stuff, right? That's how they look at average and now modern women today outside America. America, this is like normal nature when, you know, women act up, you know, because there's somebody that's going to step in and protect them, which is true. You know, there's gonna be some simp out there that's gonna protect a woman. You know, if she's on the wrong, if she's now if she was really doing, if she was not on the wrong, a man will still step in. But obviously, they'll step in regardless because in this society, women are sugar, honey, iced tea, everything nice, sweet about them. If they have a mouth, it's cool because that's sassy. If they put your fingers or hands on you, it's cool because they're flirting or, you know, this is some type of mating ritual. I hear when it comes to us as black folks. We're very physical, you know. We have weirdness of ourselves, how we just conduct ourselves in regards interaction between, you know, likeness or, you know, hate. I mean, I heard stories that black people, especially when we don't like each other and anytime we get along, we gotta engage in what they call hate screwing. You get me? Just, you know, get in the bedroom and bang it out. And after that, we sometimes get back to normal. But we, you know, the normal comes when it's only intimacy or something else. And that's kind of a backwards type of way of living. So now if you want to add on to it or your thoughts on it, Jay, as I look at some articles, you may go ahead. The floor is yours.
So I'm glad you showed that clip of Tierra. That's her name, Tierra Allen.
Yes.
In a different place because, of course, I did a video about this a couple weeks ago. I guess when I first heard that she was over there. I know you probably were dropping this video around now because she has since been released. But when I first heard that she was over there, the articles I was reading were very vague. Like I wasn't 100% sure. Like even though I didn't doubt at all that she was probably over there cutting up because we know that the modern American Black woman is usually for whatever reason just kind of naturally and instinctively goes to aggression. And there's several reasons for that. But nonetheless, if you're going to these largely Muslim countries, you know, that's one thing about Black people. We always just love to just do something. I don't mind us going and traveling the world, but we have to start reading up more on the customs of these places that we like to travel, or you can find yourself in the same situation that she was in, to where and like you said, that clip that you just the clip that you just showed, I have never seen that. That is outrageous. Though I can't 100% even piece what's happening, I can tell there's a whole lot of chaos, no pun intended, but a whole lot of chaos and a lot of aggression, violence, and it's just the strangest, most cringy thing to watch. Any ladies under the sound of my voice, I'm on a crusade to try to restore us back to our divine, soft femininity. Am I saying I never get agitated? I never get angry? Of course, I'm not saying that, but I do think that it should not be so the norm now that every time that we're in the news for something or a spotlight is being shown on us, is to show us in these kind of depraved settings. So yeah, I'm sure she's glad to be back home. Just one thing I wanted to tell you too, when I looked this up,
Yep.
when I looked this up, her returning home, one of her first words was, "I appreciate the USA so much for helping me get back home." Now, if you just saw how she was cutting up and acting, you could probably come to the conclusion that this woman is probably liberal or left-leaning in her ideologies, right? Most Black women in America are.
Yeah.
So liberals hate America. Like that's a very common talking point. They think America is the worst country in the world. We're the most bigoted, racist country in the world. They've never been anywhere outside of the U.S. where you actually truly experience true oppression, like some of these Muslim countries, maybe even some African countries, whatever. But anyway, so I just thought it was so funny now that I guess maybe Joe Biden or somebody pulled some strings to get her back. Now you love the USA. Imagine that.
Personally, I wouldn't say good old Joe do anything personally, in my opinion, because like I said, it is a business obligation, Dubai and America, because Dubai has what we call oil. And one thing with them, they set a precedent to anybody that comes to their country to let them know saying, I will exile you. on a given notice if you break these rules. And the reason why they could do that because they get thousands and thousands of people that want to come to Dubai and travel through resort vacation every year. One American is not going to convince America to say, I'm going to step in and get you out and help you come back home in a Muslim Islam country like Dubai, because they have ties. They work with America. Well, yeah. So they're not going to sit and say, all right, you brought attention through social media, so now I must step in and save you. No, that's not how it works. You get me? Because there are some Americans, even I heard some American black men were stuck in Dubai, and I ain't hear no story of them coming out with the same scenario with in regards to the car companies. In regards, they rent a vehicle and they have to pay this fee to get to get any possessions, or even far as to pay the fee or some form of extortion in Dubai. And let's be honest, extortion is the name of the game if you're a foreigner in their land. You got to pay the extra tax. Now, how to get around that? The best way, you have someone that you trust. That means you got to know someone that is part of that country, mostly, to get around. If you don't have no network and you go in there by yourself and you're not being by yourself, respectfully, you get. That's how it works. See, they don't just attack hard prey. They attack vulnerable, weak, non-informed, non-disciplined prey to take advantage. That's how predators work. They look at you from head to toe. They see your surroundings. They see who you really with. And they say, oh, you're a lick. You're a woman, you're by yourself, you're a lick. You're a man, you got hurt by yourself traveling and you don't know the environment properly or know someone that can guide you, you're a lick. So, like I said, that country is not to play with. I'm not telling no one to not travel to Dubai, because a friend told me there's beautiful things about Dubai. But if you're a person that's not known to travel in other parts of the country and really understand the rules, the regulation, how the country works, I will refrain a lot of y'all from really taking risk, especially in the banner that we are Americans. Because Americans outside the world, we're not really favored, unfortunately. Because we have a certain mentality, a demeanor to ourselves. When people see us, it's like an entitlement. We're like, top of the food chain. I'm an American person, so I got money. I make more than everybody else that's over 300 countries. When they see me, they see how I move, how I talk, they say, oh, you got money. You're American. You got some money. So you have to move accordingly. You can't hide that you're American, but the best bet is to always know the trust we have to be around. So that way you have a good, strong presence and a network, so you can get around these predators. And I think that Tierra, she don't have that presence. She just moved down there all suddenly just to start a fresh life, make money, and let's be honest, to be on, you're gonna like this, and also to be on the. And I want you guys this is new, to be on the carousel, if you know what I mean. To be on that wonderful, glorious carousel. And there's some women in America that they're on the carousel, but really, she's there to, to make money and to jump up and down with, well-established men on the carousel. So now, this is what I will do. I am going to probably look into the present art. I was going to try to find some old articles, but for some reason, let me see. They only talk about what is recent. So we'll just go to the recent articles and keep it simple. And this one is from Fox Houston. And like I said, this is the best time to cover it now because now she's home. So I'm going to share this now. And like always, guys, like the stream. Keep the stream liked and, share the stream as well. Okay, I got 12 likes. Like I said, as y'all comment, like the stream. And please support the channel. All right, let's look at this article here. And trust me, this main article, we're going to focus on Houston because Houston is where she lives. That's where she at. This is the recent article that just came a few hours ago. And let me see if y'all can see that. Let me see. Make sure. Yeah, y'all can see that. All right. All right. There we go. Remove this. Houston woman detained in Dubai returns home. She known as the Sassy trucker. Very sassy indeed. Houston's Tierra Allen, a Houston woman who was detained in Dubai for several months, has finally returned home. Allen's ordeal began in April when she was detained after a heated exchange with a rental car agency. However, the criminal charges against her were dropped and the travel ban was lifted, allowing her to return to the United States. And hold on. And let me see what this says.
Terrifying for a Houston woman who we're told is being detained in Dubai. Fox 26's Dominique Keith joining us.
Can anybody hear that?
Yeah.
All right.
Dominique.
Well, the crime she's charged with may surprise you, and Dubai is increasingly becoming a vacation spot for a number of Houston women. One who's there right now, according to her social media page, is trying to get back to the Bayou City. But
now, before we continue, I'm not sure if this is something that she returned or did is talking about something that was pending a week ago. But to keep in mind, guys, she was detained in the month of April. That's April, May, June, July, now August. She was there. She was detained for over 4 months. That is a long time. 4 months. It's crazy. Let's continue. And fair use.
But according to her mom, her passport has been confiscated because she was charged with screaming in public.
It also could result in prison time. So it's very scary.
The trip turned terrifying for Tierra Young Allen when her mom says she was a passenger in a friend's rental car and they got into an accident there in Dubai.
Now, you got to understand the accident, right? From what I'm hearing, they did not, when they brought back the vehicle, they did not tell them nothing was wrong with the vehicle. This is what is being spread out, right? The word on the street that was going on, right? So like many things, that would probably make sense why they would forget their belongings. Mind you, forget your belongings, because when you're in an accident, you know what happens, Jay? That means you got to pay extra out your pocket, because now you caused that. Come on, mind you, I'm not sure if they have insurance in Dubai. In regards, if somebody damaged vehicle, they have to have insurance cover that. I don't think so, because they're a Muslim country, so everything has to be paid up front. If anybody in the chat room could confirm this, please let me know. Put it in the chat room. For those that don't know, if they know what's going on in that part of the land.
What were you saying?
But I don't think they have. No, I was saying that if you damage a vehicle, a car, a rental car, right, in another country, I'm not sure if they put like some form of insurance. Like, you know, if you buy anything or rent anything, there's supposed to be something to cover if you do anything to the vehicle.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the typical process for renting a car is that you can opt in for the insurance, or you can just use your own insurance, but the car has to be insured in some way. Typically, most people just go with their own because, you know, they don't see any point in going through a third party. But that is typically how it works.
Yeah, because how America, everything you do, you have to be insured for most things. Not all things, but most things. So outside America, you know, depending on how people deal with credit, currency, or except some form of commerce, it might be a little different. You know, some people will say if you do something, break something, you have to pay for this. You get me? If not, you have to do something, either work a deed, do like a wage slave or something of that nature, but it has to be paid full when we done. They're not gonna wait till some other third party say, all right, here's your cut, and I'm gonna get my cut from my insuree, the person that's paying for the insurance. She gives you a cut, or he or she gives you a cut, then I give you your cut and you get your money paid full for the damage, right? I don't know if it works like that outside America, but let's say, you know, maybe so, maybe yes or no. But and then that, you know, she did it and her friend just gave back the vehicle like nothing was really happened. And from what I'm hearing, they left their material, their bags and goods in the vehicle when they gave back the key. I don't know how careless you could be to leave your possession after something like that. I don't know, but that's another story. But when you do something like that and you try to cover up the damage, yeah, they're actually in the right to extort you. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but you just gave them the ammunition to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's be honest, Jay, anytime something's broken, they need to fix it right away because they can't have something where they had to come out their own pocket to fix certain damages on certain vehicles, which is going to cost them like a few $100s.
Mm-hmm.
Which is going to cost a lot of money because depending on the damage, because they never talk about the nature of how bad the damage was the vehicle, but we could say that it was pretty heavy for these people to ask for more money to give her possession. And mind you, all her information was in her bag, the credit cards, all that stuff. So she don't like carry money in her pocket. And here's another thing to say this. And one second, let me say this and let me make myself bigger. For all you that don't understand or know this, if you're doing any form of travel, any travel outside America, you should always have some cash on reserve. Period. You should not be dependent on your digital currencies to get you by because anything could happen in the moment of 24 hours. You should always know that you should always have a surplus of cash. Not a lot of cash, but just enough. So of any occasion, of any emergency, you're able. You're able to fit the bill or give them a certain amount of money so that way you can get some possessions so you can pay the rest of the transaction. I'm just saying. So keep in mind that never leave the country. And I knew it's because when I travel, I always have some form of cash besides card because anything can happen.
Another good thing is to, of course, to have cash like you're saying, but my mom is always telling me don't use my debit card. But if you must use digital currency, your credit card is better. I assume because I think credit card companies are usually, actually, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not 100% sure why that's such a thing. I think it's because maybe it's easier to dispute charges on your credit card than maybe it is for your debit card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember, the credit card, if anybody has credit card, and like I said, myself, credit card is really more safety because it doesn't have all your information. The debit card does. It goes directly to your accounts.
Yeah, indeed, the Real Life Solution said, and they give cash back, which is true. Credit cards are just awesome, period. Anytime we travel, heck, I've noticed even just if we go out of the state, but definitely when we went out of the country, now going on a couple of weeks ago, we went to the Dominican. He was adamant about using his credit card, and even sometimes when we travel just out of state for like a little weekend getaway, he's going to use that credit card instead of his debit. But having cash is important as well. Plus, especially since a lot of times you go to these foreign countries, they definitely, the servicemen and women there, obviously, like you mentioned, a lot of times these are poorer countries. Now, Dubai, of course, isn't a poor country. But sometimes, people travel to the Caribbean. People love going to, like I said, places like Mexico or Jamaica or just, somewhere like that. And a lot of times the people really will appreciate, of course, some tips. So you want to just have cash on hand to be able to let the service people know that you appreciate their work.
Exactly. So we always got all forms of payment still in reserve. My issue with cashless systems and things of nature where people are just solely dependent on the card, you have exhausted yourself from any other backup currency when serious things happen. I'm old school, like probably you two. I'm Jake. We're born a certain era still that we understand how cash works. We know how it looks, it touches, and stuff. If you were born after 95, 96, some, and I see even some that were born in 2000s. Most young people on the average don't really focus on cash. They usually do things on their phone majority of the time, like tapping, cards tapping, you get me? Or sliding or pushing it. So obviously they don't understand what cash is. So let's keep going. Fair use.
Tina Baxter says when her daughter went to the company to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental, Baxter says it did not go well.
She found out that she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her.
Baxter says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back at the rental car agent, she says, resulting in her being charged for screaming there in Dubai.
And so she is in jail for one reason and one reason alone. She raised her voice. In that country, a female is not even allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, it's punishable by jail time.
It's been very emotional. There are some days I stay up all night crying.
They have a strict law system.
Oh yes, D Durrell. This happened where you're at in Houston, man. You got yourself a nice sassy little succubus, this little rum shaker, Yeah. But D Durrell, you like them nice and thick. She has a lot of weight, a lot of weight in her, nothing wrong with that,
Also, she is way too old to have green hair. I mean, at 29, you should not be at any age should you not at any age should you have green hair. But I can at least let teenagers and stuff get away with that stuff because that's just kind of what teenagers do. But 29 is too old for green hair. So just an observation.
My thing with the hair is a lot of sisters like to explore and be very razzle-dazzle to the point they like to be rambunctious with their colors. Me personally, I don't mind if a sister have a dark hair, brownish hair, or even go as far as do like the red type hair. I'm not with the crazy rainbow colors like blue, green, and including blonde hair. I find that very disgusting. Go ahead.
It doesn't look good. I've said this before. Of course, largely, yes, this is an opinion, but I've surveyed so many Black men about this, and the general consensus is that all those wild colors do not look. It gives, it looks like prostitute wigs. Like whenever I think of like those old movies that show like the streetwalker style prostitutes, because the prostitutes today just look like regular people because they have OnlyFans. But back in the day, prostitutes used to stand on a corner and they'd have like these Party City, thin doll hair, bright blonde, bright red, bright green, purple, yellow hair. And that was just kind of part of the look for some reason. And so it's like every single thing about the modern Black woman today, unless she's based, is that she's just trying desperately to look like a streetwalker, even to the point that I don't know if you've noticed, but there is a resurgence of those really high plastic heels, not just the regular high heels, but they're clear plastic, and they are very obviously reminiscent of what strippers wear. Like I've only.
What do you mean, like the glass heel? The glass heel?
Yeah, well, they might be glass, but I always thought they were plastic. But yes, those. And so, like, I've noticed that, like, people are actually just wearing those, like, regularly now. Like, if you go to a lounge or a bar, like, there's women in those heels. I'm like, that these are heels that only strippers usually wear. Like, why do you have these on? Paired with your blue hair or whatever else. So I just don't get it. But, yeah, not to get on the tangent.
All right. Let me continue to play I think it's almost done, the video. Let's keep going.
That is really based on theocracy.
This website warns, quote, laws and customs are very different, so be aware of your actions to ensure they don't offend while in United Arab Emirates. Now, after Baxter says her daughter was charged with screaming in Dubai, her passport has been taken, and the American social media influencer who works as a truck driver can't leave the UAE, according to her mom. And her mom says she's been placed under a travel ban pending the outcome of the investigation.
It's very frightening. The longer she's been there, the more reality has started to kick in.
In our opinion, she did not commit a crime. Don't punish women for doing the same thing a man can do in Dubai. It's not fair and it's not right.
Now, the 29-year-old does now have an attorney there in Dubai, and her mom says she's told that she could face jail time because there is surveillance video of her screaming. Now, we have reached out to the U.S. and the UAE embassies. Will government officials step in and give her assistance? I'm still awaiting responses. Reporting live near downtown Houston, I'm Damalie Keith, Fox 26 News.
All right. That's the end of that. That's just a background that happened like I think maybe a week or two. So now at George Bush Intercontinental Airports, Allen was overcome with emotions as she hugs her mother, tears of joy streaming down her face. She expressed her gratitude to the nonprofit organizations detained in Dubai, Senator Ted Cruz's office, and Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee for their assistance in ensuring her safe return home. You know, it makes me wonder, would they do this if a black man had the same situation? Would they, chat room? Would they, Jay?
I definitely don't think so.
Well, that tells you. Allen receives her passport on Tuesday and wastes no time boarding a plane back to the USA. Thank you, Jesus. She had a layover in Florida before finally arriving in Houston. And it says here, Houston woman detained in Dubai international nonprofit organization come to her aid. All right. The details surrounding Allen's detention and her reasons for her release remains undisclosed, so they say. However, her return marked the end of a challenging chapter in her life, one that saw her separated from her loved ones for an extensive period, roughly 4 months. What's this one? It might be more videos, but I'm probably leery to play. I might play it. Let's see. Allen's case highlights the importance of counselor assistance and the role of the nonprofit organizations and government officials can play in helping individuals face legal challenges abroad. The collaborations between detainees in Dubai, Senator Cruz's office, and Congresswoman Jackson Lee support undoubtedly played a crucial role in securing Allen's freedom. As she settles back into her life in Houston, Allen experienced several as reminders of a potential risk of complications that can arise when traveling internationally, or complexities. And, 6 toy. It is essential to individuals to be aware of the laws and regulations of the countries they visit and to seek appropriate assistance in facing with legal issues. Well, let's go further. How, if you know the rules, abide by the rules? You are enemy behind enemy lines. Act accordingly would be better advice. If they said don't do this, don't do this. If you do it, you're going for penalties. Now, let me see what this video is. They'll play this video.
Smoke and the wind, the smoke being blown.
Let me see what this is.
The smoke being.
That's some dumb stuff. Let me stop this. Matter of fact, let me go to the article. It talks about how much money was thrown into this to get her back. Let me see. Is it this one? I'm gonna scroll down and see if this is the one. Yeah, this one I gotta read to y'all. This is from Yahoo News. Yeah, I might have. What is that thing? Hold on, guys. Let me sign out. No, matter of fact, Yeah, I'm gonna sign out. Hold on. All right. Okay, I'm gonna read out this one, and then I'm gonna drop the link for those that want to come up. All right. So after I go through this article, the link will be dropped for those that have their commentaries and their reactions. All right. And make sure you guys like the stream and donate to the channel. You see the super chats like active. See the cash apps there too. You know, throw something onto the stream. It would be lovely and appreciated.
Yeah, and definitely consider Cash App first if you're able, because as Chaos explained earlier, YouTube/Google takes 30%. So if you send him $3, he only gets two. You know what I'm saying? So you're basically just paying
Or
YouTube.
more like $1.50, but that's not so. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, 30% of $3 is one, you know, basically like $1. You know what I'm saying? One third of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you're gonna be taking a more than a quarter, and it's just putting it back in the pockets of YouTube, which we already know has well enough money. So if he's got his Cash App going, or any other sorts of pay avenues, I would implore you to do those first. That's why, like, even for me on my channel, I don't even have super chat capabilities yet, but I do have my Cash App listed in the event that anyone wants to support. It's just easiest to do it that way and best for the creator and for the channel.
All right. As I'm doing this, I'm gonna put the call link now because this is on. I'm not gonna go through this article. I found the amount that she had to pay, so the call line is open. For those that want to express their thoughts, call line is open. So let me go through this now. And it says, "Great news! Tiara Allen boards a flight," which is read already. She also said, if it hadn't been for social media publicized Allen's detainment, she would have faced imprisonment. Allen's mother took to local news in July begging for answers after finding her daughter was stranded in a place where she was supposed to be living her best life on vacation. Man, she was not living, she was working it. What? Come on. Now, do you believe that, Jay? You living your best life? I thought you were working in Dubai as a trucker, living in Dubai as a trucker.
And see, I couldn't even, from when you said that earlier, that was the first time I had heard that, because I didn't, when I covered this story, I really didn't like go through it with a fine tooth comb. So if she was out there working, it's like, yeah, it's Dubai, but you're still working. So it's not like you're just, you know, just out there chilling.
Yeah, I understand that. All right. And this is something by CBS News. After Allen's post bail, she was still stranded because she was placed on a travel ban. She was also not allowed to retrieve her belongings that were stuck in the rental car. However, Sterling said Allen notes several fraudulent charges made to her credit card. The report said Allen paid a fee of over $1,300 to lift her travel ban and has been ordered not to come back to Dubai by UAE authorities. Now, mind you, that's the name of the game. And if you have credit cards, you can easily get that expunged. Correct, Jay?
Yes, to my knowledge.
So really truly, that's nothing. If they going for your credit cards, you can easily get that done by credit repair and all that nonsense, right? She boarded her plane back to America. That's a prize from Yahoo News. They put 3Ks. You notice that? Who wrote this? Who wrote this? Y'all see this? America. That sound like a black person wrote that. Making it through airport immigration by the skin of her teeth in fear of being jailed again. Sterling said, "Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, my fault. What the hell? All right. Man who worked let's see. All right, immigration. The man who worked at rental agencies who issued an argument with her as alleged fled the country to Pakistan. All right, we done. I'm done with this.
I mean, it sounds like there might have been some validity to what she was saying, that she might have actually had a valid reason to be upset or whatever. Certainly,
Mm-hmm.
many of us would be if we found fraudulent charges on our card from a place that we had just left and already had this whole faux pas with the guy there. But to the point, though, it's just that, you know, th- these women, they pride themselves on being like, she literally calls herself the sassy trucker. And I get that sassy doesn't always have to mean like just full on, B mode. But let's be honest, like, she's and then I hate to generalize people, but all I can go by is what I see. And what I see of Houston is that that Houston has basically become the new Atlanta, which is not a
Oh
good thing.
damn! Oh,
Yeah.
ooh.
It's a good thing for small business owners, people like the Turkey Leg Hut and all this type of stuff. Even though the Turkey Leg Hut had to basically just had to crack down so much on dress code because the black people were coming in there in literally anything they could think of, sleepwear and bonnets and everything else. But nonetheless, I've gotten the idea that a lot of women in Houston are like the same way I envision a lot of women in Atlanta to be. They're very I don't know how to explain it. They just have this air to them that they think is femininity. They think hair dragging the floor and the 6-inch claws from your fingers and the drawn on eyebrows and the eyelashes out to your forehead. They think that that looks feminine and sexy, but really it just looks like drag. And typically the attitude that comes with that is, oh, you don't tell me nothing, the neck rolling, the whole little thing. And so I
Mm-hmm.
just think that unfortunately, when you go to other people's country thinking that you're going to have that demeanor, whether it's justified or whether you being annoyed is justified or not, there's just a way. That is a country that actually still respects men, that actually still holds men to a high regard. So you may not speak to a man that way. You're going to have, and to be fair to Dubai, they have rules against yelling for anybody. You're not supposed to get into a public altercation, period. So the fact that she got into a public altercation and it was with a man, she just doubled it up, really.
Yeah, she did. She sure did. She sure did. All right. Let me see what's going on. All right. Oh, somebody was in the studio. Come back up, man. I dropped the link. I give him a second. He was in the studio. Yeah, guys, the line's open for y'all to give your thoughts and opinions on what you have now witnessed or heard. This was yesterday. They said she was brought back. What is it, yesterday? What day is today's the? Oh, yeah, it was yesterday. So obviously she's gonna probably go live on her TikTok. I would advise Joy to keep an eye out. You might want to do a follow up because she's gonna say some things. She's gonna tell the real story. Let's be honest. Black women like a whole no accountability or really happened up there. She's gonna keep it very shh.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
And all in good faith because they said, "Oh, they treat me bad. I was just being nice and dainty. I was this. They didn't have to do what they did." I said, "Listen, it's a patriarchal country. Men run that country. If you go out of line, if you talk back or do whatever, you will get punished more than a man. And not saying he won't get equal treatment, but the first thing they're gonna hold you more accountable first than the man, because usually men just don't sit there just react to every little thing. Unfortunately, in Dubai, they don't do that, And mind you, with patriarchy in Dubai and a Muslim country, men are held even more accountable. You think about it. I heard this thing with a lot of men talking about saying they want Sharia law in America or Sharia law in the black community. And I said, listen, niggas, you don't want no fucking treatment. Matter of fact, most of y'all niggas not even accountable for the chaos rate in these communities. Anyway, so you want order? Really? Really? Niggas don't listen to niggas. Come on.
They definitely just they see the idea of those submissive women and they just get googly eyed and they don't realize, well, yeah, the women are submissive, but the men are also rich as hell. It's at least in Dubai, and then in other countries where they may not even be rich, there's just there's this expectation of the men to be traditional men, just like the women are traditional women. So there's a lot of people that still work with their hands, build their own homes, you know what I'm saying? So the average American man is spoiled. I mean, let's just be honest. We all kind of have these luxuries. We sit on our phones all day. Now, to be fair, people all around the world are on social media and they are marketing from it, but not to the extent that we are here in the United States, obviously. And so, yeah, I don't think the men really actually want that. I think it just sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good. And I did not catch your comment, Shepherd Trace. The Cash App, oh, you already wrote it, right? All right. Here I know. Yeah. Um, really truly, she's gonna go back to her natural habitat, her natural way as a modern woman, unfortunately. I don't think most women, once they really see actual punishment, they really leery to change automatically, especially the older you get. And at 29 years old, and you have behavioral problems like what she was conducting in Puerto Rico. I'm not sure how old that video was. Usually, once you get to past 26, going to 27, life should be different for a person mentally.
Mm-hmm.
But as you know, in the society, that's not really true. Not
Well,
true.
it's not in a society like ours that reinforces bad behavior all the time and
Mm-hmm.
basically tells, especially towards women, tells women that they basically are incapable of doing anything wrong, that anything wrong
Mm-hmm.
they do is somehow the fault of men. So, I mean, that's just a recipe for disaster. You have an entire group of people, a group who is more populous than the men. Obviously, there are more women than men, and so once you give that group that type of leverage, I mean, you're dealing with a dangerous situation. So
Um. Oh, and to Shepherd Trace, I appreciate your donation. I've received it. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Um, and like I said, the floor is open. In your mind, because you did cover this on your channel, do you think that a woman like this, because matter of fact, I have a better question. Do you think because she is a social media influencer that's what saved her in Dubai?
yes, I do. I think that her popularity on social media just helped to kind of get her name out there much faster than it would have if it were just a layperson. So yeah, I definitely think that her social media influence is what helped her out. Um, so I guess being the sassy trucker kind of saved her after all. But the sassy part is what kind of got her in this blunder. So she just going forward, she's not like 21, 22. If she was, I would talk to her in a different way, like how I would like a kid. But at 29, of course, I just turned 30. Like we're basically the same age. There's just no excuse for showing out in another country. Like, I get it. The situation must have gotten heated or whatever. But honestly, this could have happened anywhere because, like I keep saying, if you're going to go to somebody else's country, you have to just be prepared for how they do things, period. Not just Dubai. Like, you can't go to Mexico and be annoyed that the people who work at the resort have a language barrier. You're in their country. This is Mexico. People speak Spanish. They probably have learned very basic English to help them navigate through, changing your towels or something. But other than that, you came to a foreign country. There's plenty of places in the United States that are beautiful that you could have visited and vacationed at, but you wanted to, you want to get stamps on your passport. You want to be, the it girl that goes to Dubai. Cool, but just understand you're not in the United States, and and how we do things here is not how everyone does it around the world.
People gotta understand how we do things here is different, and there's always notion that this is a gynocracy, which I probably did mention on another video that's for members, the Barbie world / this is the gynocracy, etc. That movie had a lot of subliminal message in regards to the patriarch and matriarch aspects of how the society is functioning. And America is no exception to the rule. I'm not sure if you watch Barbie, especially. A lot of message has been put out. A lot of subliminal message, a lot of information, a lot of things that was very telling that gave context to the archetype of Barbie. But even
Yeah.
today,
I didn't
even
watch it, but I did watch. So one thing about me, I actually have a movie channel. I neglect it, so don't even bother to don't even bother. But
okay,
one of these days I'm gonna get back on it. I actually am a huge avid film watcher. But I did not watch the Barbie film. I watched several reviews on it though. I watch reviews on movies all the time. And
mhm.
so I was hearing a lot of the things that you're mentioning. That basically it was a feminist wet dream. So yeah.
Yeah, it was really. Oh, it was it? Hey, Derail, come on, man. I know you have some take on it because you didn't know much about what's going on. Come up, Derail. Let me drop the link one time for Derail. Okay. He's a a good brother. He is in the clinical field. I'm saying one of these
That's
days,
excellent.
one of these days, if he is so inclined, you should have him on your show. Once you start,
Yeah,
bring.
whenever I start doing interviews and you know me, I function best when it's just me and the camera because I think that now when I'm on other people's shows, I don't mind that, like this type of setting where this is your show and you have me as a guest. But I'm
Yeah.
not sure how I would structure my show with a guest on there. Like I got to get to that point where I'm comfortable enough to do that.
Mm-hmm. Here he is, Coach
Hey guys, how
Spear.
y'all doing? What's
Hey,
What's
going
good?
on,
What's good?
Chaos?
Nicole.
I'm good. I'm good.
I just saw your video on the brat and so forth. That was hilarious. I was laughing. It was very entertaining. You made some very pointed opinions about, particularly with the relationships with female same sex relationships. That
Mm-hmm.
is something that has been going on for the last 30 years, but is not highlighted.
Right.
There's a lot of things within the LGBT community that's not talked about, and you pointed out that, and also the thing in regards to suicide. So it kind of covered a lot of layers in which you spoke a lot of serious truths that can be easily missed, but at the same time, your demeanor and how you kind of drew the viewer into your emotions about how you felt about certain things or just being yourself. I was laughing. It was funny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
Hold on.
really
Before you
appreciate
continue,
it.
Hustle Mustard. You may speak. Hello, sir. You're new to the Castaway channel. Hello, Cammy, Hustler. All right. Well, he get his mic together.
I'm
Continue, guys.
here.
Are you okay? You're new. That's why I just want to make sure. All right. All right. Go ahead. Jay. It's a new person.
Yeah,
New
I
person.
was just saying thanks so much, D. Darrell. It actually really warms my heart to hear you say those things because that's, of course, what I'm going for. I'm going for serious topics, but with my usual, like, funny, cheery personality. And then also, I do get passionate, and I wouldn't say I'm angry, but sometimes, I'm really passionate. I'm just like frustrated, and it's like I'm glad that the viewer can sense all of that energy that I'm giving it because it really is when you start doing this stuff and doing some research, you really learn a lot, and you're just like, man, what in the world?
Yeah, and the thing about it, it's I mean, I don't want to deter the comment, but I just when I saw you, I think because I'm me and I don't know if Chaos ever talked to you about me before, but we've been we communicate offline. We've done content together. I've done his what is that? You have a podcast or something I've interviewed on several times too. I think so we communicate and talk a lot about a lot of stuff, and I am a therapist and so forth, so I kind of look at a lot of mental health stuff and things of that sort. But and I do a lot of things with relationships, and I actually have a dating coach channel that I do strictly relationships on. But it was very refreshing to see you kind of point out certain things that a lot of people would overlook and not necessarily know. that, basically in that field, you deal with that a lot. I mean, there's a lot of domestic violence in those relationships. That is actually the fastest growing population with domestic violence. And the reason because of that is, and I know you kind of, I don't know if you were being, I was laughing when you said it, when you talked about, it's two women, they both have, their cycle time of the month. There's a lot of, I mean, from a woman's perspective, you can relate, but, I was laughing when you said it. It was funny to me, but,
No, you're
but the,
exactly right.
huh?
I was just saying, yeah, you're exactly right. I was once again, I was dead serious in what I was saying because I got to thinking like, what would be an obstacle that one would experience if they were in this situation? There's no way I couldn't even live with my sister. I know I couldn't live with a female significant other, besides the fact, obviously, I'm not homosexual. But even if I just could not do it. So yeah, I was dead serious. I'm sure those women. I'm sure that the domestic violence that you hear about is 1/10 of how much is actually happening. What's the name of your relationship show? I'd love to check it out.
It's Coach D Durrell Spears
Okay.
TV. You can check it out. It's now I've kind of, because I know you talked about like I haven't done any content on that channel in about a month, and that's the longest I have went without doing, because I've done interviews with women all over the country on dating. My channel is a pro marriage, pro long-term relationship. It's not about game and just trying to have sex and all that kind of stuff like that. I'm about people dating for a purpose, not just for fun. That's the perspective I come from. So,
I love it. Listen, Chaos Ray, let me have some parting words because I'm going to have to hop off of here. I'm so sorry. But thank you so much for having me on. I'll let the gentleman have the floor. It looks like there's a couple of guys on. I'll still be watching from the ether. I've got some chores to do before I fall asleep. But thanks again for having me on.
All right. You have a good night.
All right. See you next time.
Take care. Take care. Thank you. Appreciate it. So the fellas, so D Durrell, you're familiar with the Sassy Trucker, right? From today's stream.
In the Dubai situation.
Did you know ahead of time? Because what I cover now is really now the conclusion part of it. Unfortunately, and it's something that I was not expecting to do.
It actually made the news. It made the news here.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it made the news.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It made the news, and the thing about it, they have she is actually getting a lot of support. But this is not the first time this has happened. Actually, there was another situation. There were actually a couple of situations, man, with men and women from Houston that went to some of these countries, Mideastern countries, and got stuck. Not that long ago, it was actually a white guy got stuck in I'm sorry, it was a white woman. It was actually a white woman got stuck in I don't know if it was Iran or Kuwait or somewhere like that. She was stuck for like 2 months because of something similar where they didn't know the laws and she did something out of character, and they wanted to put her in jail. And they actually had to get all kind of congressmen and all this other stuff to negotiate and get her back home. And man, this stuff happens, man. You have to be careful when you travel to these countries, particularly Arabic countries that have all these strict religious rules on women. You need to do your homework before you go to these places.
Yeah, you gotta do your homework. Because let's be honest, we all hear the stories what goes on in the Arab countries. Just recently, and I don't want to go in detail because there's certain parts. I think some people write in the chat room about Jamaica. What's this? I think you said some Shepherd Trace that I didn't know that. Then Jamaican is no longer the sweet spot. Jamaica still is. I believe what's the name? Paco just came from Jamaica celebrating his birthday, and it's still a resort. I think one particular man. I don't know if the man is from the island. He might be. He actually took his wife or baby mama's life when he found out all his kids was not his. And I didn't want to go in detail of that, but this is just briefly. Well, the point is this: that outside America, not saying women don't meet their maker here, but you're a little bit more protected than outside America, personally, because there's too many stories going on outside, especially as Americans. It's like you're sending a death wish if you do something wrong outside America, like literally.
Right.
And I'm not telling or giving fear that people should not travel. We are global people now. The world is actually open now. So if you're going to travel safely and accordingly. But keep in mind that because this woman is a social media influencer, and I'm not sure how big her TikTok is, I'll double check how big it is, but social media will not save a lot of people if they're outside America. As a woman, the reason why she was able to get out the way she is, and mind you, she spent D. Darrell and Hustler 4 months in Dubai, locked up. So it lets you know, saying that unless you pay that money, they were not gonna let you go back home. So that she had to pull some strings. Let's be honest.
Right.
There's no way in hell that Dubai, and to be honest with you, I don't think Dubai was going to put her in prison. Now I think about for 2 years. Personally, there was rumor that that's what's going to happen to her, but personally, I just don't see it because all their more concerns, you must pay this fine. Once you pay this fine, you can go home. It was like Japan, China. It might be a little bit more trickier for you to come home if you do something wrong in their country. It's a little bit trickier as an American. If you don't got no real leverage, like if you're a celebrity entertainer, you might be hard. It'd be hard for you to get out of those countries unscathed. How we know? If you remember, Landry Ball, when he stole some shades in a store in, was it China?
I think it was China.
It was China.
No. It was, wasn't it a he was in Europe. It may have been China. I thought he was in like because he played for like some kind of they were like in college on a tour or something like that. It was like
it was in college because he was a college student in
he was at UCLA.
Did he play for LSU? Or no, did he play for what do you call it? What's that basketball? UCLA. UCLA. Yeah, UCLA. Did he play for, I think he might play for UCLA like his brother.
Yeah, he played at UCLA.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, so if he played for UCLA, it lets you know that because his father was well known and he's actually connected to certain media and certain people because he is a potential lottery pick. He was lucky. And mind you, the president at the time was George Bush. I mean not Trump at the time. So he was very lucky. He was very lucky. Right. So he was able to avoid that. But any American that did something like that, I don't see avoiding that, regardless if you're an influencer. Asia, especially, they're very tight knit if you're stealing or doing anything criminal, because to them that is punishable by deletion. Especially now they have a social credit down there. They're very tight knit with their country now. It's like what do you call it? A jail state, a prison state. If you think about it, everything you say or do, they're watching you and they're gonna penalize you just like this with a snap of a finger. Ain't no joke down there, bro. It's no joke. So like I said, if anybody else was in another country and they did that, they would not gotten out so easy. Matter of fact, I don't think the social media influencers, if they live in those countries, would have been more lenient to say, I'll do some wrong and I have the backing of other people and in my nation because I have social media. So if I express what happened to me or I'm in peril, they're going to come and jump in. That's not the case, So, she dodged a bullet. Now, for Hustler and Muscler, what do you want to add on to this conversation? Are you familiar with the Sassy Trucker? The floor is yours.
Okay, first of all, how you doing? First time on your panel.
Yep.
Now, as far as the Sassy Trucker is concerned, yes, I heard the whole story. She decided to go down to Dubai. I guess she went to Dubai to get some gas or whatever, got into an argument with one of the attendants, and now she was arrested just for simply raising her voice at somebody. Yes, the story
Yeah.
it sounds far-fetched. Now, in hindsight, this may sound far-fetched, but this is why I tell people when you go overseas, you better learn the culture, you better learn the laws and learn the narratives because how you do things in America is not going to be the same as how you can do things in other parts of the world. That includes Dubai. I mean, if it's true that they can arrest you just for yelling at somebody, then that puts you in hot water if you're not familiar with their laws and cultures. And this is why I say the passport sis is not the same as the passport bros, because passport bros go overseas to not only possibly seek out a traditional woman, but to learn the culture and possibly build a business out there. Now, what are these women going overseas for? What are women going overseas for? Who knows? But
Oh, you want to know? I'm glad you asked. And I wish I had. Well, if people were members of the channel, you would get a special emoji for this sound. We don't know what they go there for. On the nice carousel, that sweet carousel. Do you want to hear again? Oh, I got
makes sense to me.
And like always, women can always go because remember, this is their world, hustle and muscle. You know, they travel. I heard stories they travel in not only Dubai but also the Caribbean, and they there to get some nice how can I say, dick and bubblegum. Yeah.
Makes sense to me. I mean, regardless of what they're going over there for, they don't understand. You can't take that same boss chick, independent, I can do whatever I want mindset overseas and think that that's going to fly. No, it's not going to work that way. And that sassy trucker wasn't the only victim of that. Remember that woman that went to Dominican Republic trying to get with that dude or whatever? Talking about, oh, I'm the breadwinner. He better do what I say. Her family looked at her side eye like, girl, you out your damn mind. We don't do things out here in this country.
For real?
Just ridiculous.
For real?
Yeah, I didn't hear about that story.
Is anyone could post in the private chat? Maybe let me look that up because
this woman was in this man's house deliberately saying that, oh, you need to get on my level in front of his family because I'm the breadwinner. She bought that independent boss. She bought that independent boss chick mindset to the Dominican Republic, and she was in for a rude awakening. Her family did not like that at all. I mean, it was disrespectful from the get-go. But come on, you in a foreign country where the laws are different. The man is pretty much the head of the household, and you want to belittle him like that? You ain't You're screwing yourself in the ass with that kind of mindset. So women don't understand. They can't go overseas with the same modern day ideology that they developed here in the West. It's just not going to work for them. That's why it's so different for them. That's why I have little to no sympathy for them when they get screwed over like that. I can't sympathize for that sassy trucker. She should have known better. Same thing with this Dominican Republic woman. She should have known better. That's just my take on it. My mic is here to carry on, fellas.
Coach Theodore, you heard this? I mean, I don't know if I heard this, but this is the first time that it was confirmed.
I've heard
but now it lets
situations like this. Man, there's a lot of situations like this, man. Matter of fact, man, I forgot it was on a reality show, man. A lady got in trouble. She was in damn, what it was. I think she was in Jordan or somewhere like that. Somewhere in Jordan or Syria. And she was dating, she was a black woman. She was dating this Arab guy, man. She did some shit in public. Oh man, the family did not like her. And they actually shipped her ass back to the United States. This I don't know if it was last year, the year before last, but yeah, this lady went up there acting a fool, and these countries like this don't like aggressive behavior from women. And if you a woman, if you go there, and especially if you're doing something that they don't like where you act in behaviors that draw attention to you in public. And when you act like that, man, there's laws against that kind of stuff, man. And then she start complaining about, I gotta wear this, I gotta dress this, and I gotta do, and and really when you do that, you are offending the culture of the people. You can't, people think free speech. Americans, and you know, I'm gonna say this. When it comes to we are very ignorant to the world as Americans because most Americans don't um fantasize about where I'm going to leave America to go to another country because we think America is just it. And other cultures learn about America or they learn about other countries because there's a chance that they may travel or do something in a different country, particularly when you're in areas like Europe and other countries where there's a lot of bordering countries that border you. You know, North America doesn't really have that. It's only like what 8 or 9 countries. I mean, outside of the Caribbean countries, but particularly on the mainland. So when you go to these countries, man, you cannot act that way. They will not tolerate you acting in such a way, or they will not let. And it's another thing people don't understand. These cultures like that, particularly like the Latin cultures and African cultures, the families dictate who you marry. I'm not saying that they choose for you, even though some do. But if the family don't like you, they not marrying you. They not dealing with you. It's done. And all you get is one chance. And if you mess up, that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
And not only that, did you know that in some parts of the world, parents would literally choose spouses for their sons and daughters to marry in the long run, for better or for worse? Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, it's a matter of opinion, but it has its perks.
I mean, it makes sense because if you let your own child fend for their own device in this modern 21st century market, which is called the dating market, if dealing with the West, you're going to get screwed.
Right.
Default. Unfortunately, I don't want to say that, but let's be honest. People don't date for intention. So if your son or daughter is at a certain age, now let's say late 20s, and it's time for them to settle down or look into find a mate to eventually settle down, what do they really looking for out here? Because everybody that's groomed don't have functioning families. Hell, some have sketchy past, right? With their sexual past or just all the above. And then you want to be put in a position that say, now you're gonna marry this person. And no one say to meet you, say I do. The chances, especially if you're a man and you're trying to mate, the chance of divorce here is unfortunately too high.
Damn right it is.
Too high. Yeah. And let's say well, can't speak for y'all, but let's say for the sons mostly. I mean, because women nowadays, depending on the fan background, they say you're going to take this. If not, you're going to be disowned or something else. We're not going to let you sit there, bring someone into this pot of the pie we call family, and screw it up. That's not going to be anything of usefulness, in lack of better words. So, like I said, when the parents are in control of the mate selection, it does fare a little bit better and it's a little bit easier, and that really takes away for a lot of the son and daughters to really be doing the selection themselves. You get me?
Right.
Well, we don't live in a society for that because a lot of people said people should be free of will to do it as they will and as they must and as they please. And look what that has gotten you with that thinking and action. Not saying that you're not gonna find something that's decent, but it's very difficult in this environment. Very difficult now because a lot of people have not been groomed enough to function in society. Hell, people don't even have conversations. It's more antisocial type behavior. So that defeats a lot. Yeah. And trust me, you know D-Rep because unfortunately, you deal with people of all ages, you know what I'm saying? And you could tell by how they carry themselves, how they have conversation with you when you do your counseling. I mean, you could tell right there's a lot of missing lack of development.
Right.
Too many things lack of development, sociable and just taking simple risk. I won't say you should risk everything, but at times if you sit down and you ask what they want, what's their actual problem or background of their life, and they really be comfortable to tell you, it's like, I can see what's the problem. You could probably might have to do some things, change this, do this. See how this goes. Come back to me. Write this down. Take actual instructions. And mind you, you're a black therapist, so now that's even harder. I don't want to say it, but it's really hard because let's be honest. When most people come to go get some counseling, they're more eager to see and hear from a person that's non-black or female. They don't want to hear no instructions from a black man. That has credentials and is presenting and doing, I guess it's not presenting, it's a person that's here that has credentials with actual the experience that as really work. You get me? They're not really want to hear that because they look at you as lesser than leader. They say, I don't want to take instructions from you. Who are you? Because that man will look as and shun as something of irrelevance. So, but they picking their mates. It better suits them. So, like you said, the woman that was in DR telling us that I make more money, so you should listen to me. Yeah, their family members, including him, gonna look at you fine. So, no, you go listen to me, regardless how much you goddamn make. That's some boss ish shit. That don't fly in South America. That don't fly in the Caribbean. You bring that boss ish over there, you're going to get Turner. You're gonna get the hand of God across your face. And they'll do it without no smile. And that's just the honest reality truth. And a lot of women today are not ready to hear that. They don't want to know that outside America that there no man is going to really do things like that and say, watch what happens. I say, oh, we mean watch what happens. Go ahead and do it. And they'll tell you watch what's going to happen to you, most likely, and what's going to happen to them.
Right.
They don't fear women in other countries. It's proven evident by the Sassy trucker and some other women that travel outside America. You bring that energy over there, you're going to get punished. And the story. They're not going to talk about you. They're not going to give no talk. They're not going to back down. They're not going to try to stop or cool down the interaction. They're just going to give you that work. And I tell ladies, if they listen to this, stay your ass in America. You're better off here in America than anything else. If you're going to travel outside the country, it better be that you're working somewhere that you have to travel. But if you're married, that's okay. But if you just travel just to travel, just for kicks and giggles, be weary. Oh, Shepard, Tracy said she was a lawyer. Oh, that makes it even worse. So not only you're a lawyer in America, you travel outside America and you bring that energy, that lawyer energy, to a patriarchal country? Are you serious? Even women that are lawyers, if there are women lawyers in Dominican Republic or other South American countries, they know how to act and behave towards the men. You make more money than me, so you should be dictating. No, you're not. And let you know, and I know you know this, Didera, I knew this, that when we talk about the interracial dating aspect of things, I would tell you, ladies, it never look good for you and it will not work. If you think you could get easy by a black man doing what you're going to do, and then also you're going to go around and mess around with a non-black man with that same energy, it's not going to go well in your favor. Regardless, you might be more meek or mild or have a different demeanor towards non-black men, but the rules are going to be totally different from us to them. And with them, they don't play. That's why you don't hear them.
Right.
You think about, and okay, in Texas, right? That if you see the more harsh, rougher non-black men towards sisters, the sister only gonna do two things: either they're gonna follow his rules and all that stuff, or they're just gonna meet punishment. And most likely that a lot of sisters I'm hearing they'll stay if non-blacks are abusing them more than anything else, which is very sad.
Right.
That's very sad. That tells me you're sick. You will not take no abuse from black men, but you should take abuse from non-black men. Which I'm not saying abuse is good or bad, or is it either or. But if someone putting their hands on for whatever reason is not enough where say all right, you're gonna move forward, then what is? Or who can put hands on you? Let's be honest.
Right.
Because I expect that for all groups of men. I should not expect this if black men do it, that you might put hands and then you might go or stay. If a non-black man does it and you still stay and you brush off like it's nothing and even give an excuse, say, well, black men do it, so it's no different. But that's bullshit. He put hands on you. Why you staying? Because his white skin removes all imperfections? Is that where we're going? So that tells me you giving green light to non-black men to do as they will to you. That's very dangerous.
Right.
I don't know if you want to say anything, y'all guys. I got some comments, but go ahead.
Yeah, man. I just was going to say that people just got to educate themselves when they travel these places, man. You can't be doing certain things, and they have all these type of laws, and if the ignorance is not an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not.
Yeah. You can't be ignorant. She was used to a certain lifestyle, and she couldn't handle the living conditions down there. Are you talking about the lady that went to DR and brought that boss baby ish to that Dominican man? Okay. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest.
I've heard
America,
that before.
Oh, you heard it before? Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've heard that before, not just in these spaces, but in real life too. I had a woman tell me that she's used to a certain lifestyle. I'm like, okay, now I see where this is going. You want a man that's got this, that, and the third that can basically give you whatever you want. If he can't do that, then something wrong with him. He needs to get his money up. He needs to get his life right so he can match you. Well, the fact of the matter is we can get better in the U.S. all we want to, get our money up, get our minds right, be the best versions of ourselves. But if these females don't change their ways and get better, what's the point in doing all this mess for them? So why not go overseas where you can be of value to a woman, just by being the best version of yourself? Because at least in other countries, women will honor and respect a man that's doing good for himself compared to women in the West who just want domination and control over said men. So it ain't about what you can do for her. It's more about her just simply being in control. Because I've heard people say, well, in these spaces, oh, how dare a man go overseas where the women are less educated instead of just being perfect here in the West? Again, I can be perfect in the West all I freaking want to, but until you change your ways and drop the independent mindset, there's no point. Things are not going to get better. Yes, men need to get better too, but I see a lot of them doing just that. I see less women getting better and more men getting better. So it's a real crapshoot.
Well, you got to understand, money is supposed to be the pinnacle that said I don't need to do anything different from a woman. If I have money, I let's say make more than you, that is enough to qualify me to say I dictate a lot of things. You get me? And really, that's a masculine mindset. And I'm saying you're a woman. You dictate space, but you're not really dictating all things. You get me? Because if you really hold the keys and everything because you make more, that means you should function fully like a man, But they can't do that. They wanted to say, I have this, what's mine is mine, and what's yours will be mine, and I'm gonna suck and dry you for everything, until there's nothing left. So really it's not really even exchange. It's more like a predatory exchange. Very predatory, and everything is reciprocal at the end of the day, and they don't see the value of giving reciprocal for little small things. So if that's where they at, I mean, they should be good by themselves, be good, baby. No man's gonna stop you, but at times if you need some assistance, you got the money, pay for it. I mean, you work hard to make that money, why not? You think because you got a vagina that it should come free? And there's a lot of fault for
really
a lot of men, because there are some men that are weak that they will give some of these women, these bosh-ish women, especially if they do look decent, they'll just say, I'll accept the sex, nothing more. I'll take, and I say, no, that's low thinking. You gotta move beyond that. Because one of the few things that these women move the way they do is they get the sex, the dick, and they get the attention. You cut off two, not one. I would say one, but two would be more acceptable. Now they're going to have to adapt to the movement and environment of men. And women don't like that. That's why they always have to keep a certain playing field and condition more and more what they consider simps. Or if there's simps that's already in mass numbers, that it is going to do anything because they need the sex. They need something from women. And as long as they're not in control and they're lacking, they will accept all this nonsense. I mean, and like I said, I mean, I don't feel sorry for those dudes that do that, you know. Most dudes nowadays that has some common sense and is doing what they should be doing, they're not gonna have it, you know. One thing they'll do is that they'll buy their time until, you know, things actually change. You know, if they have to do, if that it refrains the sex, or he can go as far as, you know, go outside the world and know what's out there, or, you know, travel a little bit in states, they'll do so. They're not considered just give the ladies what they want and don't get nothing in return. They're not doing that no more. You know, that's why a lot of women are very much scrambled. They're very frustrated, and they always know what men are thinking. I think one of the problems now is the men today do have a voice, and they're expressing the actual problems and giving real simple solutions that if the ladies want to know the answer solution, the men tell you right. I mean, it's simple. I mean, if it was complicated, then I understand the frustration lady, but it's really simple. And if they can't renege on that, and really you just don't want to answer. You just want to hope that the men are going to what's the word? Bow down to their demands, their overpriced demands, you know. Which really is overpriced because really and truly a good portion don't really qualify, either if they able to get it. And if they're able to get it, they're not gonna keep it long. I'm sorry, they're not gonna keep it long. Because you didn't get it from the beginning. I mean, getting some ready-made, you're no longer in the driver's seat if you ever was in the driver's seat. And so that's how life works, you know?
Right.
But like I said, and I remember you made broadcasts on this times of development of young adults, you know, and times how they go by, you know what I'm saying? And I know you don't want these people that if they're thinking they should be waiting too long. You get me? Right. But it goes through that they should be there to get it during this journey of life and experience, so they appreciate it. If you're not there, you did. If you're at the finish line, you're never gonna appreciate it. And we all know when you don't appreciate things, you know what you do with things you don't appreciate? You destroy it. You break it. You say, "Oh, I get another one. That's not worth nothing. No, it's broken. Oh, well, get another one. If there's another one." So yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree.
So, yeah. So like I said, she's back home. I hope she keeps her ass still. She learned, which I doubt she's gonna keep still, because I saw the video in Puerto Rico, and if that's how she behaved towards the opposite sex sometimes, or whatever the case, what led to that, that's unexcusable. You about to hit 30 next year, sweetie. You know, you should be now thinking, if you're not thinking, which if you're getting caught up by these other so-called female consecrates, you're not gonna be thinking of selling out. You're gonna be engaged in, and oh yeah, another thing I forgot to tell you, since I'm talking about this stream, there was a video I did. I want y'all to go back after this one, and it was very telling of the secret that's not being talked about, what women really want to do, and why they really attack pick-me women, or what their real intentions are in regards to keeping women single. You will be surprised. I just got it. I'm gonna find the video. Y'all talk along as I find this video. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
You be what?
You'll be surprised.
Oh,
you'll just the video I did earlier is making some rounds, not much rounds, but there's a secret of why what women really want to do intentionally, and why they promote and want other women to stay single in a way.
Right.
Yeah. I posted out in the chat room for those that want to watch. And make sure you guys comment and give a like so it gets more circulation in the algorithm. Yeah. So right there, you know, that's the intention plan, you know, because if you run the men out, who's left? Women to deal with other women. And we all know when other women that have an infatuation with other women, they're going to engage in, eating behaviors down in the carpet, if you know what I mean. So, it's very sick. It's very sick. Yeah. All right.
Right.
Anything else, guys? I think I'll just end it here.
Yeah, man. I think it was definitely a good topic. I've seen other people kind of talking about this lady and so forth, and I mean, she went out there and just I don't want anybody to have those type of experiences, but you got to be careful, man. And they not you go in these places, you got to know what the hell you're getting into. That's one of the reasons why even though I'm getting a passport and I'm going to start traveling probably next year to go other countries.
Okay.
I'm gonna be.
Have you traveled before?
Huh?
Have you traveled before? Have you traveled outside the country?
I mean, I've traveled as far as Hawaii, but that's still a U.S. territory. But
okay. So you have not really traveled. Okay.
No, I haven't traveled. I've traveled throughout the United States, but not other countries. But I plan to start doing it next year, and I'm not even because there's only a handful of places I want to go anyway, I want to go to Brazil or Colombia, one or the other.
Oh my God!
Not for that reason. Not for that reason. I've been wanting to go to Cali in Colombia for years because I know I actually know people that live there. This was like since college, and then I have a cousin that goes to Cali, Colombia. He goes there every year. He goes to Colombia at least 5 times a year, at least. And I do want to go to Burkina Faso. I do want to go to Ghana, and I do have plans to probably kick it with O'Shea in Uganda. That places like that. I would like to go to South Africa just to check it out. And I'm not really in the only European country I really may be interested in going to is probably France or England.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, maybe France, maybe England. And that's it, man. There's only a handful of places I'm really would be like, wow, I want to go there. That's it. So I'm not like, I mean, I want to do it, but I'm not like this person that wants to go to like the Philippines and all these other different places and Bangkok and all these. I'm not like trying to travel. I'm not what I would say like a world traveler, but there are couple little hot spots I wouldn't mind, checking out.
Prime, if you're in the building, you can come up. I put the call link because you're a passport, bro. One thing Prime wrote, he hasn't been in many places, obvious. Next comment. Traveling is good though, especially for black men. You see how much less BS you have to deal with. Yes. Cali, Colombia is nice. Yes, I heard. My boy lives in Bogota.
That's Bogota, Colombia.
I pronounced it wrong. German and Levia. And I'm
gonna be honest, man. Man, the Afro Latinos in Colombia, man, Colombia got some beautiful ass black women.
They got some black women in Colombia, bro. Like,
man, but Colombia and Brazil, man, you can't go wrong with Colombia and Brazil, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Man, I've seen some like Houston is a big transplant for like particularly South American Latin countries and even the ones in man, the Afro Latinos you see from Colombia, and man, they gorgeous, man. When you see them, you're gonna stop and look.
Gotta look, yeah. I feel like look at some videos now, see what they look like, to see some videos of what they actually is in Colombia. I really done that because I seen highlights somewhere on YouTube on about the ladies in Colombia, But I just see most of them look more like Eurocentric type, like tan. Some of them like white, like Colombians. But when I noticed they actually have black women in Colombia, I said, nigga.
There's a lot of black women, especially
Whoa. No, like
Cali
actually,
is like the black mecca of Colombia.
Like actually black women down there. You know what I'm saying? The dancing, the movement. Woo! You know what I'm saying? Let me read this. If you go there, it's not hard to find married black men in Colombia. I've been like 4 times. A lot of brothers own restaurants and stiff there or staff there. Or like I said, right? Yeah, man, that's a lot of black women. I probably will double look, but it's they got something down there, I mean, I wouldn't say that'd be the only just place I would mess around. If my passport was to date right now, I would just and the money, I would try to go to every country where we're at as much as possible, just to get the real experience, like literally,
Right.
I think Africa, if anything, if I had to choose, I would say maybe Africa might be the first place I travel first, maybe.
Yeah, now it's funny.
Maybe way down to the South America area. Yeah,
it's funny. Prime talked about Germany and Latavia, and in Germany, man, I known this like since the 90s and 2000s, man. A lot of black men. To me, like when I first was really like, really becoming an adult and stuff. Particularly guys that were in the military, man. But a lot of people told me, man, Germany was the spot where they said, man, black men are damn near worship in countries like a lot of black men that traveled. Germany was like what Brazil is now was what Germany was. Germany was the hot spot like 20, 30 years ago. Like they used to say, man, German women throw themselves at black men. Like they just throw themselves at them. Like they was just, every guy I knew that went to Germany, they said, man, they went there, man. You could just walk the street and the women trying to touch you, touch your skin, your body. They want to do whatever you want to do and all that kind of shit. Germany was the hot spot.
Oh, okay.
But you don't hear black men talking about Germany though. I guess if they're not looking for white women, but that was the spot, man. A lot of guys I knew that traveled abroad, they say, man, Germany is the spot you want to go.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, they say Germany is shit. They throwing it at you from all angles.
Yep. When I was in the army, I've heard soldiers talk about how they travel overseas to Germany, and they say more or less the same stuff.
Yeah, man. They said it was like so easy. The access was just you didn't have to work for nothing. You just had to just be
just show up,
visible.
Just show up.
That's dangerous, man. Because I don't know how I would function in an environment like that.
But it can be dangerous. Just don't take the attention too seriously.
Yeah, but man, it's so that's a lot to have to. You have to control yourself.
I remember one content creator did talk about German women. I forgot what his name is, but y'all might know who I'm talking about. And I never gave much attention because I had to see what the women actually look like. I know they got some mixed women down there too in Germany because enough black men eject their essence to a lot of the German women and really coloring them up nicely.
you know another country that a lot of people don't know that has a lot of black people and is France.
Yes.
France has over 40. I think France has over 5 million black people live in that country, and it's actually considered one of the blackest countries in Europe because of because I think France don't have no more than like I think like 50, 60 million people, and 5 million or more are black. And I know a lot of people from they come from North Africa or West African countries that go to France. But man, French women, particularly those that are black or mixed or whatever, or just the women, period, man. They very sexually charged, very very easy to to interact with. You know, they don't have a lot of hangups. All you have to do is just be just a decent person to be around, man. They pretty open to a lot. You know, they're not they're the from the easiest women to get along with, you know, for those that's into that, you know. I'm, you know, that you know.
Yeah, like there's many destinations: France, Germany. I don't know if I could say Italy. And another guy wrote. Oh wait, he wrote. Let me read the first one. The German Netherlands, what they call Levna, Poland, and a few other are hotspots for black men mainly. And he writes, it is a Turkish woman on IG that lives in Germany, and her husband is black. She basically talks about how women there like black men. Tell black men to explore if it isn't working in America. Okay. It's wait. And we can't forget. Oh yes. Ethiopian woman. Yes.
Oh, Ethiopian women, shit, that's some of the most beautiful women in the world.
Matter of fact, do I got pictures of images of black women? Let me see if I can find some black women.
Man, I knew this lady from this was when Eritrea was still part of Ethiopia, man. And she's Eritrean, and you know, because it switched over, but man, they got this kind of a mystical type beauty to them. It's like a, you know, it's a like a classic type beauty that, you know, all the way around, man. You know, they look good, man. So, you know,
and they put some pictures of a few black, what they said, black women. I'm not sure if they're from different countries. I was for a couple of images because you don't know where these images come from. Let me see. Let me find one more picture. Let me see. It's not. Well, no, some of them could be American, but why not? Let me share these images. Share screen. Let me see. Like images, like this. And I don't know if this is, I don't know what part of she's from Africa or wherever. That's one. And now, mind you, these are jet black images, so it can be problematic. And then let me show one more. You know how Negroes are with the skin tone. I don't really care about the skin tone personally. All right, and one more. Now I know she's American, but you know these are just a few examples. You know?
Man.
So yeah. So let me see. They're pretty. And the lady's name on YouTube is Sohi, the Turkish lady. Her husband is from Philly. I think it's Stohidi. I don't know if I pronounced it right. Yeah. So there's a lot of women out here that is not too westernized, you know, yet. But as time progressed, because the West is trying to indoctrinate their so-called boss-ish mentality throughout the globe, it's going to take a while. You know, it's going to take a while. So if you're a man, if you're not married yet, and you might think of one, you know, if there's no luck here, you better quickly as possible snag one of these ladies outside the country while you still can, while the mind is still not indoctrinated. Most black men don't care about skin tone. It's more about attitude and body types. If we are being honest, yeah, some, you know, I mean, you know how men are nowadays. You know, and to me, I might deal with you. You know, that's the mindset. You know, and let's be honest. Most dudes are. They like a woman that's really really pursuing them to the point that they just sit there and they liking them, you know, and showing their affection, you know. That will make a man go wild, you know. Where he doesn't do too much, you know what I'm saying? And she just come up to him. I mean, it's less pressure, you know. In the West, you gotta do the more approaching. You gotta really go at her, you know. And most likely it's like a hit and miss. But nonetheless, that's how things run here. It's not, women are not accustomed here in America to just go and approach you on average. You know, even when Ken was trying to preach it to some of the sisters, say, if you're a certain age, you better start doing some approaching, you know, start doing some hitting on, like they approach the men. You know, women not gonna do that here because in their mind, you must do the hunting. You know, why the heck I should hunt? You should hunt me, you know, and that's fine, you know. But you know how they carry on throughout social media and out in the real world towards men, I mean, men are very leery to really do that, you know. So
Right.
and I see more comments. Hold on. Hold on. What the hell? Hold on a second. Most black men don't care about it. All right, I wrote that. I read that. Ready? Summary. Next one. Most Western men mentality thing is true to the extent that census data from 2020 shows that foreign women and American men divorce rate in America is less than 20%. Yep. Because women need men, and they do appreciate and respect actual men. That's why divorce rate is very low. If you marry somebody here that's just a modern woman, Western woman, she will divorce you on a given notice, regardless of her feeling. A lot of foreign women don't divorce unless they are treated very bad. Yeah, it takes a lot. In some countries, the women are aggressive. That one reason why dudes like Germany and South America. Yeah,
They're more
because
aggressive.
they want a man. They're seeking a man, and especially if you're a man in the military, they gonna get at you. It's, oh, you got money, you got resources, you got status, you protect. Oh yes, I'm gonna pull them panties down for you, brother. You know? Matter of fact, it just to look, me looking at you, you look at me. I'm just gonna give you that nice signal, and we're gonna go in this back room. I'm gonna assume position, just pull it down a little bit to the side, and you just,
Really
do your thing.
chaos.
I ain't gonna knock it, that type of women, and so, yeah, so yeah, I get you. But like I said, I don't want to go rambling on. We get the point. But I appreciate Prime VA. But thank you, D Darrell, for your intake and your presence today's stream. I catch your live stream. You were going in and you had some people lit in the chat room. So, you were doing something over there today.
Yeah, a guy got shot, man. That in Houston, man. His brother shot him, and he was a content creator in that Umar sector. So we was talking about his crazy ass.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So it had some drama.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk later. All right, Deidre.
All right, man. Y'all have a good night.
You too. And for you, Hustler Muscler, any last words?
Yeah, just want to say great show, interesting topic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this kind of stuff is really nothing new, and it doesn't really surprise me because based on what I'm seeing, like I said earlier in the stream, these women think they can do what we men do, not understand the mindset of the men who are going overseas. Men who go overseas want traditional women, but the women just want to go there just to have fun and take their same ideologies over there, not understand that it's not going to fly out there. So yeah, the passport cis movement is just gonna fall, just like every other movement that they started. Just like everything else that they perpetuate, this is not gonna fare so well either. And they have to understand you can't just expect a man to just get better while you stay stagnant. The energies are not, how should I put it, evenly matched. Why should I get better for someone that's not going to better improve themselves so we can be evenly matched? That's a waste of time. So why not go somewhere where your sense of improvement is very much valued and looked at the highest regard? That's the best way to do it. But these modern women don't understand that. They think men are supposed to stay in the West, tolerate the bull, and just get on a woman's level. I have reason to believe that the men who are locked up in prison, running the streets, or worse, in the dirt, dealt with the independent woman. That's the price you have to pay for dealing with the strong, independent women. But they don't care. They think, oh well, he dealt with me, he paid the price, oh well, move on to the next. We're disposable commodities to these women. But at least out here in other parts of the world, we're held to the highest regard for being the best versions of ourselves. That's just my final thoughts on it.
Yes, and enough men will do the work when necessary just to get the outcomes. And if they don't get the outcomes, it is part of the game. You find and you do what's necessary to get the woman that will be somewhat on your program. And let's be honest, men will settle for someone that is cooperative. If they look decent enough, they'll rock with it. You know what I'm saying? We don't ask for perfection in regards to the mate selection in the dating market. We ask for the small things. If you could do that, you will be fine, ladies. But if you do the opposite, and then you let yourself go, you're just gonna be a pump and dump at best. And I don't recommend most dudes pump and dump because the best punishment is no attention and no, phallus. That's the best reward you give someone that shown and act in a way where they think they are, entitled or what they deserve. No, you don't deserve nothing. Once you do that, I'm there. Once you do that, I guarantee you they have no choice to really do what's necessary.
Mm-hmm. The only problem is you got so many men out here who are so blue pilled and caught up in trying to get married and start a family that it's not going to give women an incentive to change. As long as there are men out there simping for them, as long as there are men out there giving them free attention, they're never going to get better. And don't get me wrong, I give females attention too, but first of all, I don't go out my way to give women attention. And second of all, I'm not that eager for their attention. I give attention only to certain women that at least show me that they have some value to my life and accept me as I am. I don't give attention to just any old body. And if I do give a 304 the time of day, I'm just in it just to get some sexual thrills and move on. And that's something they don't understand. They think just because men are sleeping with them, giving them the business, that means that there's going to be love in the air. That's going to be their future, that they're doing something right. No, if you're a woman and a man only sees you as just being a one-night stand, a friends of benefits, or a F girl, or something outside of a traditional relationship, that means you doing something wrong. How should I put this? Capitalizing on opportunity. That's all it really is. So the joke's on you. You think you're going to be a 304 and think that a man going to commit to you when you stop and think about it.
Yeah. Well, they'll live and learn the hard way. But thank you, Hustle Monsters. Hope to see you again in the future live streams. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Will do.
All right. And last comment by Will Prime V8. Well, German women have money. They be the main ones treating and paying for dates. Sometimes Japan too. Oh, that's what's up. And as you know, this is not a Pastor Bro channel, unfortunately, but I do talk about it in my own way, rather positive, negative. But like always, I always advocate, if anything, that if you do have the funds resource or you're young, travel a little bit, see what the world has to offer. The world is global, so it won't hurt to really travel and find other parts of the country that really views you and how the world actually works. Most majority Americans today, they don't got a lot of passports, but I will say within the next decade or so, that slowly has to change. And it's going to change because there are certain things that you might find here, and there are certain things you're going to have to find outside of here for either fun, gain, or, finding a long-term mate. The world is really ours, so make use of it. And let's look. Yeah, that is the last comment. And like I said, I dropped the link to the video I did earlier today. That's it. Please support and donate to the Chaos Rain Show. Yeah, exactly, Shepherd Tracer. Expand your risings. If you're new to the Chaos Rain Show, welcome to the Chaos Rain Show, like always. And you know the deal. Make sure you hit the red button and top notification bell for uploads and live streams here on the Chaos Rain Show. Also, become a member of the Chaos Rain Show. The join button is in the description here on the Chaos Rain Show. And like always, I ain't gonna do y'all dirty. Where is my join button here? I got you. I'm just gonna put it here in the chat room for those that made it this far in the channel. Where is the join button? Oh, I apologize. It's not even in the description. What was on my mind? Let me correct that now. And as y'all hit the like button here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I did not know I had it here, but I'm gonna correct that now. Let me see if I can find the link. Here's the link. I'm gonna put it here. Yeah, when I was doing this, I forgot to put some links here. And let me put the link in the description for y'all. And I'm going to put the join link. Where is it? Remember? Okay. Okay, here you go, guys. Here's the join link to join to be a member of the stream. So please become a member of the Chaos Rain Show. There's 2 tiers. As you know, the video is on the tier 2, the uncut version. And there might be some more videos that I might do that's exclusive. Mostly will not be on YouTube. Mostly, that's going to be exclusive personally, the videos. Not all videos, but some videos that I might even do customary exclusive for the members. So become a member now, pick your tier. I would say for the tier for that uncut video is on the top tier. The first tier, like always, there's already 2 videos on there, but like I said, pick what you feel inclined. That's another way to support the channel. Also, the links to follow me are the following. Follow me on Twitter at ChaosRain7. Add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Ray on Facebook. Follow me on Rumble. Yes, I am on Rumble. Yes, I am. So join the Rumble page of the Chaos Rain Show. And where is the Rumble? I'll put that there too. I might start doing this. Copy. I'm trying to grow Rumble. I really want to go really uncut on Rumble. So with your help, for those that's not on Rumble, please join me on Rumble. And what else? Last night is join the Discord service of the Chaos Rain Show. All links that to follow me are in the description of this live stream as well. And please leave a comment at the end of this video. I'll be looking forward to reading or hearing from you. And make sure you give the video a like. For all the people that hit the replay app, of course. That's it. Thank you for listening or watching today's stream. Until next time, let chaos reign.